got a, what's that, green screen or something?
Yeah.
Got the artificial.
Got the green. We got the green screen.
Yeah, he always wants some extra shit on us, Tom.
Nah, you can do it with your shit. You can do it with your own. You can do it from the thing.
I just got my regular home shit.
You know, we just like
How
to
you turn this volume up, man?
the one that says volume, press up. Yo, Rock, you give me a drink?
Computer.
The one that's pointed upwards. Pause.
Yeah.
I said pause.
I know.
Nigga,
Yeah.
don't play with me.
Yeah, this way, you know, my people can hear.
Exactly. Hey, Daniel.
What up, Dan?
So you remember we was when we did that that Zoom when we had that problem in Indiana when the senator called me.
Yeah.
Now the NAACP is calling for his resignation. He want to apologize to the Black Caucus. You know, he had to step down. You know, we got him up out of there.
Yeah, I saw that. That was gangster, for real.
But it's more shit. Now the NAACP the senator just hit me now like we on his head. You know?
Yeah, they demoted him and all that, right?
Yeah, and he trying to say sorry. He bending the knee and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how you use the power. That's how you use it right there.
Right there to protect us, not me, us. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what
that was a real power move, man.
Well, we got
that was a real power move.
But that was just a proof of concept of what happens when you have intelligent Black people all together fighting for the same good cause. They gotta listen, you know.
Exactly.
So usually it'd be us fighting each other. Now look how effective it is when we fight them and when we do it in a sophisticated way.
Yeah.
You know,
It's time though. It's time.
Intelligent conversation could be more powerful than the guns.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Bringing awareness to shit. You know what I mean? So we ain't got to be Martin Luther King to be getting watered up and all that. But we can have a voice in a non-violent way and expose these motherfuckers now that we have a platform to do so, and now that we sticking together. You know?
Yeah.
Which is very important.
You know, we the majority now. You know? The majority makes up a lot of, you know, it's a lot of us. You know, we the ones that consume most of the product. Most of the money that the states make come out of our pockets. You know, if we pull our sources and put our money together, you know, we could do some things, man, some real power moves.
Well,
that's what we're going to talk about today.
What they trying to do is they trying to South Africa us. So you know how there's more Black people in South Africa, but white people still control it? That's what they want. There's more Black people. It's going to be more Black people, but they want to still have that control. So they got to figure out how to do that. Make us fight each other, distract us, keep us dumb, and, you know, keep them controlling the narrative and not us.
Yeah.
That's why they've concentrated so many resources on keeping us suppressed.
Right.
It's really, I mean, really when it comes down to it, all that racism and all that's about fear. You know what I'm saying? Like they understand that we outnumber them. You know, we're the dominant gene. You know what I mean? You know, you mix anything with black,
Gonna dominate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact.
You feel me? So, you know, that's good that we're able to, you know, combine these resources together like that because we got to start somewhere.
Well, I think it's important for real conversations to be seen by other people. So, you know, Daniel and I talk a lot. You and I talk a lot. And, you know, Daniel's my OG. He taught me a lot, almost like, you know, therapy in the hood. And you're someone that's an OG from where you're from, but you're also a bona fide therapist. And there's always advantages in having a therapist as a friend. You know what I mean? And I know how balanced it's done for me. I've spoken to you every week since I've met you, you know, and you started up helping my son. And, you know, I obviously needed some help too. And you have to be man enough to understand that you have imperfections and man enough to want to fix them. You know what I mean? And one of the things that we were talking about offline was that therapy has, from our perspective, seems weak, but the reason why is all the studies about therapy have been on white people. So therapy for black people may be different from therapy for white people because the experience is different. You know, the trauma is different. And I just thought it was important for both OGs and myself to publicly talk, and more others that survive certain circumstances, for the sole purpose of people learning from it, to just people observe what we talk about. Because they think we probably talking about some dumb shit or some rap, and we always talking about the the shit that's controlling the world. The things that make us better, to protect us and the people we love. And that's why I wanted the people to know where I get my pool of strength from. And it's from y'all.
Well, I think having brothers that, that have been live before, and when I say live, I mean, live in these streets, to show other people that's live in these streets currently that this is possible. You know what I mean? It takes the people that have been blessed enough to survive this life, you know what I'm saying, to talk to the youth especially, you get what I'm saying, to make them know that it's possible to be able to conduct yourself in a certain manner and still, stay who you are. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you're weak,
It ain't soft to be positive.
Exactly. And it actually means that you're strong. You know what I'm saying? But if that's the thing, if none of the OGs, especially the few who have really survived being involved in this life, you know what I'm saying? Because again, we walking outliers, bro. And what I mean by that is that we're not supposed to be here. Statistically. You get what I'm saying?
Right, give me a drink? Sorry.
Yeah, that's real. And that's why, we choose to have this conversation tonight. We wanted to broadcast this live, because I really feel, though, we've been through so much shit as a people, you know what I mean? And it's disturbing to me. Like, I'm a little older now, and I really sit down and I think about, all the shit that I did, all the shit I've done. Like Taj said, all the shit we've been through. Just for the record, Taj, that's the brother, that's the therapist. A licensed therapist. He gives us therapy. He got the show on Dame Dash Studios. You know what I mean? Gangsters healing is gangster. And I wanted to really sit down with all my peoples. I sent the blast out to everybody that's listening so we could really discuss something that's been on my mind. Me and Dame, we talked about this like last week. And it's basically, I'm going to keep it 100. I feel that most of us, all us brothers from the street, from the hood, like we really have problems and we need help. Like, I'm going to speak for myself. I think I'm this, I'm that. This is how we live, right? But when you think about it, I think that, we disturbed a little bit.
PTS, bro, PTS.
The reason why I say that is because if you look at our actions, if you look at the way we perform, everybody we know, everybody from the hood, it's all about being gangster. Like, oh, fuck this nigga. Oh, I bust my gun. Oh, I'm gonna kill. Like, if you think about it, we're really disturbed. We people, we humans, we shouldn't be thinking like that. And the reason we thinking like that is because of our upbringing. The way we was raised and the people that's around us. Like, we raised in an environment that's just producing nothing but negativity. So our young ones and all that come up so hard, come up so tough. Look at our females. Everybody's the bitch. Every black, we call each other niggas. Well, like, our ancestors would be rolling in their grave, all the shit they went through. They fought and forced the land where we at now. It's like it's disturbing. You know what I mean?
Well, the problem, Daniel, is for us to survive, we think that another culture is the plug. We protect them, and then we fight each other, and we consider that survival and doing what we got to do. So it's basically we've been born into a jungle, right, where the odds are against us because we're meant to be controlled in concentrated places, shoved up when it's hot in small apartments. Everybody outside, everybody's aggravated, everybody's worried, and it's survival of the fittest. And things aren't that way anymore. Things are different. There's other options. So the thing is, when a guy like you or me, and especially a guy like you and Taj and Danny, when y'all survive all the trauma and you don't have to go through being so tough no more, how do you turn that off? How do you not sit with your how do you, like, again, I will never sit with my back to a door. I can't do it. You know, there's certain ways somebody talks to me, I feel like I have to do certain things, and I don't have to do those things anymore. Certain words don't mean I can't hustle out here no more because I'm not out here no more. So how do we deal with not being in the jungle anymore, but still having the mentality of being in the jungle? And especially when the people around you are still in the jungle, how do you pull them out of the jungle and teach them that the rest of the world doesn't live like this?
Right. Well, the first thing is unplugging them from the matrix. What I mean by that is making them conscious of what happened. And this is the thing. Like the OG said, he used the word disturbed. Okay? And what he means by disturbed is really traumatized. You know what I'm saying? We operate under a traumatized existence. You know what I mean? We're damaged. And, you know, this trauma, you know, some people refer to it as PTSD. Some people refer to it as post-traumatic slave syndrome. You know, some people refer to it as complex trauma. The thing is that it affects us in three major ways. The first is biologically. Okay, biologically, you know, because we from an environment where we got to worry about our lives constantly. You know, we got to worry about police. We got to worry about other people, our own community, our own. You know what I'm saying? We got to really worry about losing our lives. And then we facing poverty, and we facing all the things that come with oppression. Okay? That sends us into a state of survival where we're turned up all the time. Biologically, that keeps our blood pressure high. Okay? That keeps the stress hormone cortisol smashing through our veins, which causes plaque in the artery. Okay? That makes us more susceptible to things like COVID and any other sickness that they're going to come with. It makes us more susceptible because physically our body's stressed out from the everyday struggle.
So it can fuck with your heart, right?
With your heart, anything cardiovascular, your lungs, your everything. Everything's connected. So when one thing is in overdrive, everything going to be in overdrive. You know what I'm saying? It's like a car. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it affects us biologically. Second, mentally, all right? When you in fight or flight, in psychology they call it running from the bed, okay? When you constantly in fight or flight mode, ready to turn up, ready to die, basically, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Biggie, I know it's his birthday today, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to the West Coast. But when you all the time ready to die, okay, your mind is not capable physically of things like long distance thinking, creative thinking, okay? Because you're too busy. You get what I'm saying? You're too busy trying to survive. So I use this example. On your cell phone, anybody got a smartphone, right? They got something called, when your battery about to die, you can put it in battery saver mode. Okay? When you put your phone in battery saver mode, there's certain things that the phone can't do. You're not going to be able to be on the internet. You're not going to be able to do certain shit because the phone is in battery save mode. That's exactly what happens to your brain when you're in hyper mode. That's exactly what happens. There's certain things that you can't get. Okay? What comes from thinking? Being able to say, you know what? Let me stop for a minute. Let me not shoot this nigga. Hold on. Let me think about this for a second. Let me think about what I'm about to do. That part of your brain gets turned off. So then come the bad decision making and everything else. Third, socially. Okay. When you think of nature, right? When you think of like a lion or you think of like a bear, like we was talking about yesterday, okay? When is a lion or a bear the most dangerous? When are they the most dangerous?
When they scared.
Or they hungry.
Exactly. When they scared and they in survival mode. Okay? That's when they most apt to attack.
They're hungry, yeah.
All right? That's what we living in every single day. Okay? We hungry because we ain't got shit. All right? We also pray. We pray, meaning that we pray to the other animals. Okay? And then we also the predator because we starving. So we quick to snap on somebody, kill somebody, quick to hurt somebody, put them in the hospital, quick to do whatever it takes for our respect. Okay? So when you put all those three things together and multiply them by 400 years of slavery, depression, and everything else that comes with generational trauma, along with the day-to-day trauma, you get what we in right now.
But why is that aggression toward each other and not them, the people that are oppressing us? Why is that?
We've been trained. We've been trained.
We've been trained.
We've been trained to fear the master.
Or to think someone's the master that's not.
But we've been trained for years and years to be like that. So it's easier for us to take out our anger on each other.
Facts. You're right.
To go shoot somebody, that anger that I used to use to go peel a nigga cap and all of that, a lot of times that anger didn't just come from that situation. That anger has been built up from a whole bunch of other shit. And I said, you know what? Subconsciously, I said, I'm going to go let it out on these dudes that's sitting on this corner right here.
So it's from internalizing.
Exactly. And generations of that being reinforced from our parents, because a lot of us are sons and daughters of gangsters, they sons and daughters of gangsters, and so on and so on.
It's just like survival mode, though, just like you said with the animals. Like we're taught to survive. You know what I mean? So anytime we get some type of some feedback from somebody that we think is a threat, our body already go into survival mode. Yeah. But survival mode against our own kind, and that's where it's not cool at.
Yeah. So how do you turn that off with all those years of oppression and internalizing, and it's not as deep as that in this moment? It's about focusing. How do you turn that off?
Well, this is the thing, and this is the balance that we're trying to find in psychology, because like you said, most of the tests and most of the interventions that have been done have been conducted on Caucasian people from the 50s and 60s.
Right.
Who we know have never lived what we've lived. So we still trying to find that balance that you're talking about, because for people that are really faced with that reality of having to watch what corner they on and you know watching for their life every single day and things like that, we can't turn it all the way off. Because unlike the people that's living in the suburbs, living in the rich areas, we can't afford to be completely oblivious to the violence around us. So we got to find a balance of being able to say, okay, I'm in the jungle right now and I got to be ready. But when I'm outside the jungle, I got to calm down and I'm not in the jungle right now. Let me calm down.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? So how you turn that off is recognizing that, first of all. Second, breathing. That's the first step, really, because
breath, like
some people call it mindfulness. They call it mindfulness. You know, just kind of when you breathe and you send oxygen to your brain and you send oxygen to the rest of your body's communicating with your brain, saying, you know what, I'm good. I'm alive right now. Nobody's trying to shoot me. You know, I'm not going to jail. You know what I'm saying? This is not the enemy sitting next to me. My girl ain't the enemy. My mama ain't the enemy. You know what I'm saying? My family, whoever, is not the enemy. Now your body's calming down. So now your brain talking to your body and your body talking to your brain. So now when you calm down, them parts of your brain I was talking about, they get closed off, they start to open up.
I call that take a tick-tock. Just take a second and think. I read that in a gangster book. And I don't even want to say who said it, because he turned out not to be right. But he would say, take a tick.
It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing that you gotta work on every single day. I still, all right, being a therapist, I still gotta work on this every single day.
Because where you come from. Let them know where you come from, Todd.
Oh man, I'm from LA, brother. We talking about Compton. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Watts. We talking about Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? Hawthorne, Gardena, Carson. You know what I'm saying? Them is my areas. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I couldn't afford to be completely oblivious to my problems, because every single block was a different hood.
Now, what I appreciated about Taj and his story, Daniel and Danny, is he made a conscious decision and told all his homeboys, I ain't doing this no more, and if you don't like it, let's deal with it right now. And from then on, he was like, yo, I'm with y'all, but I'm only here to help, and that's it. And he took that stance. Can you explain that story, Taj?
Well, I made the decision that I'm not going to participate in And first of all, the self-destruction. Second of all, I got sick of killing my own, I got sick of doing damage to my own people. You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to teach my kids? To hate their own? Because that's all that gangbanging do.
That's what I'm talking about right there, man.
Wait, let him finish the story, Daniel. Let him finish. Go ahead.
So basically, I basically got my homies together and I was just like, look, man, like, I done did everything there is to do out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to get into specifics, but, whoever needs to know, knows. You know what I'm saying? But niggas know. Broad daylight, dead of nighttime, it didn't matter. I was the dude that didn't need homies. I went and did my own dirt. You know what I'm saying? So they knew this. And what do I look like kicking it with a bunch of 15-year-olds on the corner? First of all, when I got kids, that's almost their age. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, look, man, I done put in my work. I done made a lot of people money. You know what I'm saying? I done protected a lot of people. I done took bullets. I done took jail time, didn't snitch. You know what I'm saying? You talking about somebody that was looking at 45 years. You know what I'm saying? Fighting murder charges and shit like that. And I didn't do it. I really didn't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't snitch. And I took my shit. Kept my mouth shut and beat my case. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got nothing else to prove to nobody. So I basically went in and was like, yo, look, this, don't call me for bullshit. All right? Don't call me. I'm not finna go ride on niggas. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? If anybody got an issue with it, line it up.
So let me ask you something. So what happens? You see how you made that decision, right? Mm-hmm. You made that decision to do that. Now, when you walking in the ops hood or something, or if not even walking, because you from LA, so you know how not to get caught in another hood more than likely. But just say if somebody just roll up on you anyway, you know what I mean? And you're not really with it no more. You're not with it no more. How does that tone down the situation with the ops?
Well, this is the thing. Most of the older cats, you know what I'm saying, that is from my generation, you know what I'm saying, we talking about people that's 25 to 35, maybe even 30 to 40. You know what I'm saying? I know all of them. You know what I'm saying? And we got a certain respect. You feel me? Now with the youngsters, this is the thing. This is where I talk about finding that balance. All right? Don't get it twisted. I am very ready at all times. Because that's just a fact of life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let somebody just run up and kill me. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to happen. So it's about when I'm in those areas or I'm in that situation, I'm ready. But I'm calm, though. Because I'm very conscious of my surroundings. You know what I'm saying?
But you should only be in those areas for a very specific reason, though. If you know you're going,
now, when I'm out of that situation, now when I'm done, that's when I've learned how to. Okay, I'm not in the hood right now.
I just understand.
That's the problem that dudes be having.
Yeah.
That when they get out the hood, they can't get their mind out the hood.
Right. But also, hey Sue, I know my triggers. So if I'm gonna go someplace where my triggers could get pulled, I'm staying out of that place. So if I know I'm gonna go someplace where somebody might get disrespectful that doesn't have anything to lose, and I got everything to lose, I just can't be there.
You just can't be there, right?
Just can't be there. I'd rather I zoom, send some bikes to the block. That's what I do.
And if you find yourself, because a lot of the things that I do, because I'll be in the neighborhoods helping kids, bro. I talk to them every week. I was going to, before the quarantine started, I was going to the high schools in Compton. You know what I'm saying? And talking to some of the at-risk youth. You know what I mean? Giving them advice, doing groups kind of just like this. So I actually had to be in the hood still.
But you had a specific reason, though.
Exactly.
If you ain't in the hood to help, people gonna be aggravated because you winning anyway. So if you walking around winning and people sitting around losing, you're gonna be the excuse for them to let go all the things they've been internalized. They mad at you because they not you and they want to be you.
But this is what I wanted to talk about, though. Now that everybody understand the topic, my thing is this. We got a lot of intelligent brothers in the hood all around us. Even the brothers that we talking about now. And everybody know. I know everybody know for a fact how we living is foul. Why is we continuing to perpetuate this same mentality. Like, why we ain't coming together for the change? Like right now, we going through COVID, and the blacks, the minorities are the ones that's dying the most. The only time we died at this rate in history was when we was brought from Africa to America as slaves. We died in numbers way higher than this. And we still didn't pull together and bring our resources together and fight for nothing. And here we are in 2020. And it's like we still not coming together, putting our use, to our uses. Like we have so much power and resources, but we just seem not to find a way to put it together and become powerful like we supposed to be, like we was when we was in Africa as kings. Our mind frame, is disturbed, but I'm not disturbed because I can see. My third eye is open, and I know that it's time. But we need everybody to get on that page. And I'm thinking the only way everybody gonna get on that page, bro, is if we start preaching that. Like you got brothers that preach negativity more than anything. Oh, fuck that nigga. Oh, I'm gonna bust my gun. This is what everybody is accustomed to. This is what they getting fed in their head. Like, this is
that's
all day.
because that's the easy part.
Positive input. We need more positive input so we can start thinking more positive. Like when we say, yo, let's make each other rich. We got a bunch of people that's listening, talking about, oh man, fuck that. Like, Taj, I need you to try to just help me understand why we have these type of individuals and why they have that type of mind frame where everything is like, fuck this nigga. Like, that's some bullshit. We need to stick together.
Because
we can get way further with love than we can get with hate.
Because that's soft. That's fear. That's soft. You got to be strong enough to fight.
This the thing, man. Some of the most intelligent people I've ever met have been in jail and have been in the hood. All right,
sure.
I'm telling you, some of the most intelligent people I've ever met, and I done been all through the scholarly world, bro. I'm about to be a doctor. I done been around all kinds of scholars, bro, and still to this day, the most intelligent people I've met has been in jail and in the hood. All right, and this is the thing. You got certain people who are very aware of the damage going on in the neighborhoods, okay? They very aware of what's happening. A lot of them are the leaders in their neighborhoods, okay? There's people that are from our communities, our skin, our color, everything, all right, that benefit from the way things are right now.
Yeah.
They benefit, and they know that they benefit, so they don't want things to go well. They don't want us to take that power that you're talking about. You get what I'm saying? Because if that happens, what's going to happen? We're going to stop damaging the community. We're going to stop warring with each other. Everybody going to stop trying to be selling work or moving work. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's pockets is going to get a little thinner out here.
Well, that's what it's about. I mean, it's going to take a war if we want to win. If we have to go to war, let's fight for a cause. And that's my point.
And fight the right fight.
Yeah, it's time for us to make some real changes, man. And
that's what I was saying. Like, the fight, every day I walk out my door is a fight. So I strive to fight for perfection, you know what I mean? And to uplift my family first. You know, sometimes we jump out there and we try to uplift a lot of other people that's not paying attention. So our message fall on dead ears, you know. So the way that I had to come back and recreate my own circumference and teach my kids so they can teach their kids to do better. You know, I give them the tools, give them the mental thoughts and the wisdom so they can be great. You know what I mean? Not just being great in books, just being great in life. You know, you teach them something that they could teach their kids or they could teach their friends. You know, it's like you teach a person how to fish. So you don't have to always keep giving them fish. If you teach them how to fish, they're going to feed themselves forever. You know what I mean? Versus basically rather not just giving them fish, you know. So, but that's hard too, though. You know,
I understand what you're saying. And that leaves you with your family in the right perspective. But that's not going to help us fix the majority. You know, when we walk outside, like Dame said, we can't even turn our back to a door. we always facing doors and bad habits because of the environment. So
yeah, we definitely do.
How we gonna get everybody to start seeing it's time to change, and we can win if we come together.
Well, can I just say,
we don't have to have so much hate.
Let me just say something. The reason why I survived is because I listened to guys like you, right? And not many people had access to a real OG. It ain't real OGs out there. Like, I can meet Mook and Blackface and different generations. Every 10 years, someone's been affected by something that you told them, Danny. And the reason why it's important, while I have a platform, to give the education that they don't give us, is because if there were more OGs like you, like Danny, like Taj, that could break things down in this way, but also give answers, be a source of the problem, right? So one of the things that's important that we talk about always is getting everybody out of desperation mode and being able to be the right kind of plug, giving people answers instead of just asking questions, and teaching them how to capitalize off of all the opportunities that are presented now that weren't presented before. And also, you know, the only reason why I credit my existence, because I survived a certain jungle and knew when to leave, was because the advice that was given to me. So I remember being ready to do things and you saying, sit this one out, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what our OGs have to do. Sit this one out and let me teach you something different. And we have to make that cool.
So Dane, let me ask you this then. Did that help you when you started to put certain people in power? People might not know if they live on another planet, but everybody on this planet know you helped create 2 black billionaires. You know what I mean? Did you see through the vision that you had from the upraising, growing up, and you was able to see yo, this brother got potential. Let me give him a slot. This brother got potential. You know what I mean?
Well, when it came to Jay, he was focused on hustling, and I was like, yo, we could get more money this way, and we knew that. When it came to Kanye, he was scared, and I was able to give him protection. You understand what I'm saying? So he was able to be himself freely. But
that's the key right there. Yeah.
So you see in these individuals their potential.
It's the logic, the fact that you were advising me certain things and that you were a good dad means that when you love others before yourself, when you really love others when no one's looking, when you can take advantage of people and you don't, love will protect you. How do you think you're I don't want to say how old you are, but you're older than me, and you still look like a superhero, huh?
I'm 54.
Good.
54.
So you 54,
I'm proud of my age.
Right? So that means you have a certain discipline that people don't have. You keep your mind right, and you keep physically right, and you continue to distribute information every time you speak. You also do the Heaven Up in Harlem, the appreciation to those that aren't there. 10 years straight, no violence. So when I'm looking on my IG and the live, people want to hear this. They want more of this. I'm not hearing nobody say you wrong. I'm not hearing nobody say that any of us are wrong. I'm hearing this is what the youth needs to hear. So it's really on us as OGs to figure out how to talk to the people that we're not physically in front of and tell them, yo, sit this one out, take a tick, and here's the alternative. Because look at what we did. And the fact that we keep a circle of people around us that keep themselves up physically. You always push. We always have some kind of a positive competition. And we never ever get mad at each other when we give each other advice. We might get hostile. We might get aggressive. But we never take it serious.
Your job.
I mean, this is the thing. I want to, I like what Daniel said about raising your family You know, and I also like what y'all was talking about as far as more on a, we call it macro scale, which means like a massive, like something, you know, to with bringing all the people together, right? This is the thing, you have to have both. Okay? Yeah. Because not everybody's a leader, first of all, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's the person that's gonna step out in front of the masses. This shit come with risk. I tell the homies all the time. I'll be like, yo, bro, you wanna get into some drama? Start changing shit for the better. They gonna come after you. You like drama and you like people on you and you like having to watch your ass? Start changing things in the hood. Okay?
Yeah.
Not everybody's meant for that life. You know what I'm saying? So this goes back to what I was saying before about thinking long term, calming down and thinking long term. When I started this psychology shit, I made 100-year plan, bro. Now everybody knows I'm probably not gonna live to see 100.
That's what I was gonna say. What you mean 100-year plan?
All right.
Yeah, I want to know that one.
All right.
I could dig it though.
That's what I'm gonna tell you. All right. Every individual that I meet, that I help, that I done help put thousands of my homies and thousands of people from the hood into college. Okay? Thousands on paperwork. I can show you. Okay? Every one of those people that go and raise their kids right, every one of those people that go and give them the values and these lessons of being able to calm yourself, drop your heart rate, eat correctly, like Dan was saying with the network and the control your diabetes and all these things. Each person that we get to do that, right, is going to teach their kids. It's going to teach their kids. It's going to teach their kids. It's going to teach their kids. I'm going to tell you like this. If we keep doing that, in 100 years, we're going to be ready.
Yeah, we're going to be ready in 20.
We're going to be ready.
And also, that's called legacy, Taj. That's legacy.
I'm not fighting for myself right now.
Exactly.
And I know I'm not going to be here to see the fruits, the ultimate fruits of what I'm doing. Because we're trying to fix something that we wasn't here when it started. So what makes you think we're going to be here when it ends?
And I think that's a major point. Everyone on this Zoom does not have to go back to the hood. Everybody got a farm or outside. Everybody got a house. But we still worried about the concrete, even though we live on grass. Right. And that's why we still surviving. That's why we still here.
So what you saying, Taj, and for everybody that's tuned in, is one of the solutions to the problem we're discussing today is if we can't help the masses, if every man, every honorable brother that stands as a man, just make sure that he raises his kids and his family with principles and morals.
And his immediate circle.
Yeah. And keep it going in a circle through generations. That will be the beginning. I can't get out there and reach a whole lot of other people besides through the Zooms and these conversations. But with my family and my kids, that's exactly what I'm doing. I made sure I told each and every one of my sons, you're not going in the streets. They had the option they wanted to do. Nigga, y'all not doing that. Y'all gonna get a job. Y'all go to college. I buy you a car. I make sure I get you started and do everything I could, but y'all not gonna be. I made sure of that as a man. And that's my legacy. And I'm so proud of each and every one of my kids because I don't worry about them in the streets. Only time I worry about them in the street is when they go in the street in the hood, because most of their friends is still busting their guns. You know what I mean? And I be telling them, homie, always be your own man. You know what I mean? Follow your own path. You're not going to survive. I teach them. I tell them all the stories like Dane, we talk. I be telling my sons mad stories about the shit I've been through, how it is, and shit that I experienced with my boys and how they went through shit, so they can know that shit is not, it's like, you know, it's for people that don't know no better. It's not taught no better, not shown no better. So if we all just make sure we start with our kids, our families, that's the beginning. Huh, Tom?
Yeah, there's a song by Nas off his first lost tapes called Black Zombies. All right? And there's a lyric in that song that say, fuck black leaders because whites ain't got none leading them. And I had to think about that for a minute, right? When I thought about it, I was just like, damn, we can't get on the chessboard with checkers. How are we going to win this game if we're not even playing the same game?
Mm-hmm.
All right? And when I say that, if you look at the people that found this country, okay, they wrote the Constitution. And this I respect. I respect this about them. They set it up to where this motherfucker will be running itself, even though they've been gone for years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you really read the Constitution, you read the things that's in it,
Hell
you listen to the Star Spangled Banner, they was preaching all that racial shit back then. When we was when we wasn't even a full human being. The one drop rule. You had one drop of anything in you, you was trash.
To them, yeah.
To them.
Facts.
Well, what you have to understand about America is it's run like a corporation. So every time we're born, we're given a social security number so the government can take loans against it. There's actually money there for us if we actually look in our social security. You know what I'm saying?
But the way they set it up is that it run itself.
Right.
And it's biased though.
But
Like
look,
most social security numbers, and I'm quite sure y'all know. Like my middle social security number is even. What's yours?
Mine's odd, I think.
What's yours? Your middle numbers?
No.
Even.
Nah.
The middle two.
Every black person social security middle number is even.
Oh yeah, you're
So
right.
they're already discriminating against you without you even knowing when you was born.
Yeah, no, that's real.
And ask any Afro American person. Let me put it that way. All their social security numbers in the middle numbers are even. That's how they decipher who's what and who's who and how they get leverage over everything. Before, when you fill out an application, you put your social, they ask you your social. So right then and there, they can discriminate against you without even looking at you. You understand?
So we got the white listeners online. If anybody online and you're Caucasian, is your middle two numbers odd or even?
I'm not gonna lie though. I think my middle two numbers is 7, 5, 2.
And I'm gonna say this.
7 what, Dane? 7 what? It's gonna be 7. It's an even number, 72.
Nah, it's
you know what I mean?
I think it might be. Oh yeah. You're right. It is.
Yeah,
5, 2.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're right.
That shit's 6-4.
But that's why I was telling. That's like what I do with my movement. It's like I be having a meeting by myself because I call it the micro movement. It's real minute. It's real tiny. Because I be fighting with demons myself. Because it's easy for me to do the hood stuff. You know what I mean? That's too easy for me to do. The hood, the gangster, whatever you want to call it, the hustle, all that shit is easy for me. So if that became easy for me, doing all that hood stuff and being in the inner cities and all that, I had to take that same energy and make other things that's going to make me greater and make my family greater, like for them 100 years. I had to teach myself to make that easy by diversifying with stocks and bonds, real estate, investments and all that. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that carry out families. Like if we pass away, we're gonna leave. Yeah, generational wealth. Those are the type of things. Like if we pass away today, your sons and them and your daughters and them might get a lump sum from you. See, we gotta stop thinking that way. Instead of them getting a lump sum and all that and breaking down the money, what I'm doing is I'm putting money into the market so I can make money in my sleep. That's what I do. I already did that for years. So instead of me giving them $1 million a piece or something, you dig, when I pass, I'm going to invest that $1 million and let them live off the dividends and the interest earned and the money made over. So that every million is going to spit out about $250,000 a year with certain investments. So each kid is going to be able to have $250,000 a year after my initial investment is matured in 15 years.
So you need to teach a class in that, because
he could do it.
That's what they do, and that they know and they teach that we don't teach each other and that we don't know this kind of information.
It's a great book. It's a great book in school.
They won't teach you that in school.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, did that. Yep. Did that.
That breaks this down. It's the difference of how they raise their kids and how we raise ours.
Mm-hmm.
And how we was raised compared to them. Because this
exactly.
If you leave them money, right? Let's say you leave them $250,000, right?
Thanks, man.
They don't know nothing about how to make that money work.
They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up.
Exactly.
That's what we need. That's what we need to do. We need to make a handbook. And then we have to be thick. Simple. You know, because I started out with just spending $100 in the market. You know, I lost it at first, but then after a while, I got a hang of it. I started gaining. You know, a couple of times, that's how I got back on my feet. So I didn't have to ask nobody for anything. You know, I figured it out, but it was life lessons. But now I got a better knowledge of the situation. You know, you just put your money in the things that you like. If I'm buying, like Nico and No, I buy OG and No, I buy hella sneakers. You know what I mean? I cut that in half. Really, more than in half. It's the money I spend on sneakers, I don't spend no more. Only a couple pair now a month. The rest going to the stocks. You know, you just put something in there, and you start some type of growth movement with funds with something you're not going to miss. Like if you buying a bag of weed or something or some drinks, you know, just don't get as many drinks or smoke as much weed that week. You know, then at the end of the month, you might have saved up $150. Throw that in the market and forget about it. You know, so I say that to say this because a lot of times I still fight my demons because, you know, you try to preach this or I ain't even gonna say preach. I try to tell it to the people that want to know. But the people that want to know that's in the hood, it's always somebody else that's upset about that. Because they don't know how to ask you, like, yo, Sue, what's up? Yo, you can teach me this or show me that. You feel me? And when you get to show them, like I tell them, that crossover is real hard. You know, sometimes it seems like I'm just risking myself for the wrong reasons nowadays. You dig what I'm saying? So that's why I'm glad that we on here, Josh, so I can hear, you know, how you go about doing it. And Dan, you too, because Dan, you do it real good on. You know how to just dodge a lot of stuff. And I'm on front line on a regular. You know, sometimes I be having fans off of doing all this in my movement when we did with the music. So I catch a joker looking at me from across the room and I'm raising up like, fuck is this? But that's a fan and I don't even know that because I still got that mentality like I'm in the jungle.
That's
like
that line. That's that line, like we were saying yesterday.
But Sue, you be outside though, Sue.
That's the lion looking at the other lion in the eye, and they both turned up.
But Sue be outside though.
Mm-hmm.
Sue be outside.
I be outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I be outside. I just like
you haven't really left the jungle. You playing in the jungle now.
Yeah. I gotta. You know what? Because. You know what's the crazy part? Like, my father got killed in the jungle, and he wasn't even in the jungle. You understand? Like, we moved over here from Harlem back in the days and shit. He got killed when I was 15. In my jungle, in Jersey. That's how that jungle became mine. Because they took somebody from me that wasn't even involved in the jungle. You feel me? A hard-working man. So what they did, they took my father from me. So I had to figure out a way and not put so much pressure on my mom because she had other kids, which is my sisters and brothers too, that she had to take care of. So I was kind of lost until I found my way. You know, I found my way through going through a lot of shit. You dig? We don't got to get into all that, but you can imagine because y'all grew up in the cities too. So I had to tell myself, like, this can't be it. It just can't be it. The easy part is taking over these blocks in these cities. Those is easy for me. I do that in my sleep. I turn any block into a block that make numbers. Any little city or big city, I turn it. I can make numbers off of that when nobody else make numbers.
But my
That's
thing is,
easy.
Danny, like my thing is like even when I be talking to Daniel, I be like, yo, where you at? Top down. He might be in a restaurant that's in the hood. Even though you don't have to be there, it's hard not to still go back day to day. You know, not for me.
Yeah.
I moved.
Nah, you learned it already. You learned it.
I be like,
You
yo,
know,
I be like, Daniel, what you doing outside? Oh, I just came here to get something to eat, telling everybody what's up. And I'm like, yo, that's a lot of access.
Do they say, dang, you don't got no love for the hood?
Now, I go to the hood
Like,
when I'm in
that's what I
town.
get.
I come through, but really what I do is I bring my friends to me. So they can see what it's like outside the hood. Like, for me to go in the hood is...
talk about that, right, Nico?
Yeah, like, for me to go outside the...
I call that your island. Because everything you do, you circulate it around your... That's dope. I like that.
Because I can control the environment. So if I see that Daniel's frustrated over some bullshit that's going on in the street, I'd be like, yo, let's just get on a flight, come sit by the pool, let's go to the restaurant, let's work, let's have some fun. We can do this every day. Why go back? Every time you go, I say, why you going back? Don't go back, man. Why?
Sometimes when people don't know different, you know what I'm saying, or they're so used to something, it's like people who get comfortable being depressed. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Yeah, that's deep right there. I understand that.
Yeah, when you lived a certain way for so long, that become your comfort zone. This is why it's so hard for people to change.
Yeah, and they not helping you change. There's no help out there to change.
Yo, I suggest everybody. I suggest everybody.
It's the same reason why even now I still drive down Chris.
I suggest everybody, just for sport, go live someplace for 2 months. Like, that's why I went to China, because I wanted to see what it was like in China. I lived on a farm for 3 months. I lived in North Carolina for 6 months. I live in LA. I lived in London. It's so much. You just got to get off. I just like to see what life's like other places where I don't have to, when people don't know me. See, I feel comfortable more comfortable walking with people who don't know me than with if they do. You understand? Because then I don't know when I'm a target. Like you said, you don't know if somebody is a fan or a foe. Either way, they look tough. Like, you know how many people came up to me like, yo, gang! And I'd be like, what? And they'd be like, I love you, man. Why you so tough about your love? You know what I'm saying? You almost got shot loving me, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So I try to keep out. You see, I be on Hawaii, on an island. And if I see something too many times, it makes me bored. You know? I got to see different oceans. I want to feel different sand. I want to see what different temperatures feel like. It smells different in Africa, bro. It smells like chocolate out there. I want to see what it smells like everywhere.
I need some of that. You heard?
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but that's this deep right here, man. This is real. This is a real issue for me. I need help. I ain't gonna lie. I need help.
Come to LA, bro. Let's just hang out. Come kick it with me for like 3 months, 2 months, at least in the winter. And ain't no reason to be cold, man.
But let's be clear though. Just for the record, you know, it's not all about having money, stocks and bonds, you know, financial situations, because I know a lot of people that don't have a lot of the financial situations that we might share or might have had or other people have, but they sleep good at night. You know what I mean? When you take on that responsibility, when you take in this money thing and you got millions, that brings a whole lot of different problems.
Hey Daniel, who you know that got money, that's broke, that sleep good at night? And if that's the case, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know
You see,
what I mean?
but like you said, you know people that's broke, that sleep good at night. But we took that title on in our life to be leaders and to teach other people to move the culture ahead. So that's why we probably
bro.
have that
Listen, the thing I love about
Wait.
our circle is we celebrate being real men. We are proud of being men. We proud of standing up. We proud of fighting for a cause. We proud of fighting. We proud. That's why niggas is prepared. We don't ever want to get caught slipping. We proud to be real men that fight for our family. We proud of that. And that's what was instilled. On a psychological level, Taj, I think like what Daniel never really understood is the effect him walking across the street all fresh with a bucket hat with his kids with little cars and them fresh had on me. That shit meant everything to me. It meant I gotta be a fly father. And it meant that if you notice my whole career, I showed me being a dad only because I know how cool it looks to be a cool dad, just based on what Daniel was doing. Ain't nothing cooler than being fresh, your kids fresh, and you can walk through the block proud with the Daniel swag.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
The most important thing that you said in that was that, not that they was dressed with all the best shit on. I'm going to tell you the most important thing you said.
How proud he was.
Is that he was walking down the street with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that's why I'm glad that we brought that up. Because us coming from struggle, we tend to look at money as the answer to our problems. All right? A lot of us think being a good dad is just providing, making sure they got shit.
I was walking with him.
Feel me?
That's
walking,
true.
It's
That's
walking
true.
with him.
You can
Yeah.
spoil
It's
your
walking
kids
with 'em.
into being some rotten motherfuckers.
Yeah, you right. That's why you gotta make it work for everything. You gotta teach
You
it.
have to. So the time that you spend, the lessons, walking down the street with them, just sitting there watching their favorite show with them. You know what I'm saying?
You ever look at your kid's face when you telling them stories and they be all into it, like
All
wow,
into
really?
it. All into
Like
it. You're a superhero. You're a superhero.
My kids is the whole reason why I'm sitting here talking to y'all right now.
And his kids is little versions of him. Mad cool, play football, smooth on some pimping shit, all of that shit.
Dear God, if it wasn't for my kids, Lord knows, bro. Because they the reason that they the kick in my ass that I need.
Like, yo, what looks tougher than a father, a tough nigga playing with his kids? What looks more gangster than that?
There's nothing more gangster than that.
There's nothing more gangster than that.
Right. And that's a great feeling, though. You know, that's a feeling that you can't explain, man. It's just a gut feeling, man. It's a lovely feeling.
Or even sitting with your strong friends that survived the game at a barbecue at your backyard, smoking weed, just laughing, bro. And that's what our whole life has been, and that's what I want the world to experience. That we never had to grow up, bro, and we've been adults, but we always laugh, we always play, we always fresh, we always snapping, but we always talking about good shit, you know.
Hey, yo, Charles, what I need a little clarification on certain type of individuals that I don't understand. For an example, what type of bubblegum shit is it when you got people that'll go, all right, perfect example, you got people that'll go on your Instagram page, right?
Well, this shit must have, he'd be right back.
Instagram.
He probably like
The Instagram looking serious, right?
what Daniel has to understand is anyone that hates himself can only project hate. When you love yourself, you only want to project love. When you hate yourself, that's the only energy you know how to spread. Period.
Yeah, and you show it too.
And all your insecurities.
Love yourself.
Anybody that's hating on what we doing, anybody that's hating on you, Danny, anybody that's hating on you, Dane, anybody that's hating on any of this situation, okay? How can you hate on people that are helping other people?
That don't have to.
That don't have
Exactly.
to. That's why when I see comments like that,
They need therapy.
I get into my clinical mode, and I sit there and say, you know what, this person needs some help.
Yep.
Struggling with it in themselves. Whatever they hating on me is what they missing in themselves.
Exactly.
But the thing about rolling is you supposed to be used to getting hated on. I've been rolling since I was 15. So unless I'm getting hate, I don't feel good. I look at it as love. It means I'm rolling.
See, that's the thing I was saying. A lot of people, like, because where I come from, which is all the places, LA, New York, New Jersey, all that, right? Detroit, Carolina, we go on. But my thing is, I call it tough love. I don't call it hate. Because my own people, they can't hate me, bro. They just don't know no better. So even if a dude done swung on me, jumped on me, shot at me, I call it tough love. You feel me? Because that word hate, that's a deep word, you know? And it's not hate when people don't know no better. Because once you get knowledge yourself, you know, you become a stronger person and you don't have to hate on the next person. So even though it might be some hate and some killer shit that go along with that hate, I still call it tough love because this is our world. This is our culture that we going up against each other. And that's the wrong fight, but our people don't know that. You know, they don't know that's the wrong fight. All they know how to do is to fight for what they think they fighting for, which is nothing. And, you know, it ain't no, I mean, I don't see no badge of honors that they giving out, you know, in the hood for doing what they do. You know, we didn't get badges of honors when we was doing what we was doing in the hood. You know, we really did that to protect what was ours so we could get up out the hood. Nowadays it's something different, but I still call it tough love. Even if I got an enemy out there, bro, it's not even an enemy. It's just like, it's just tough love, man. I done fought jokers and did them dirty, and when I see them on a line in the club, like lying around the corner, I'm like, yo, come on. Niggas look at me like, yo, this nigga tell him, it's like, yeah, nigga, you don't gotta wait in line. Come on, you with me. He was like, yo, we just fought. This nigga just.
That's because you're a gladiator, though, bro.
About nothing.
You got boss thoughts.
Yeah.
You said what?
You got boss thoughts, bro. Like your whole mentality is boss. Even the way you break shit down is just a boss mentality.
Cause we gotta do better, man. I gotta like the stuff that we talk about. I learned from you, Dame. I learned from everybody. You gotta pay attention to the canvas out here. You know, like this world that we live in, the whole world is like a canvas. It's gonna be whatever you want that painting to be, but you gotta put that energy into it. Even though this shit could kill me, and you know what I mean, I just bet on my like keenness ability to spot certain things. But it's like I just can't call it hate, you know. I know they just need some love out here, you know, and I'm gonna figure out the code to do it different so it can get to more people. So hopefully,
you're already doing it though. You're already doing it because by you showing love, right? Here's the thing. We as black men, we have to be comfortable with showing each other love, bro. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by love, I mean by if you do something dope, I should be happy about that.
Exactly.
And I feel you. To say, hey, you know what, Dan, you did that shit, my nigga. Good job. You know, like, you know, or damn, you know, that's, you know, I mean, Dame got a whole resume. But for me to look at any one of y'all brothers and be like, hey, man, I'm so happy that you did that, man. Good shit. That's the because this is the thing. And one thing I've found being a therapist is when I'm talking to a client, right, I can sit there and talk till I lose my breath, right? The best way for me to show the client how I want them to be is to show it, to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Example.
Yeah.
Example. And
we call that mirroring. You feel what I'm saying? Because they're going to mirror what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Feel me? So the more love the more times that I'll be like, hey, man, good shit. It shows that love and it spreads that energy. And also, you know, God forbid something happens to somebody you love, I can look at it and be like, yo, I ain't got no regrets. I gave them their roses while they was here.
Thanks.
You know
now, Todd, before my battery went dead on the computer, my bad. But what I wanted to ask you was, you know, about the mentality of the type of motherfucker that'll go on your Instagram page, use a fake page with a fake name, no identity, and then say a whole bunch of bubblegum shit about you.
You pussy.
You know what I mean? I know that's a coward. I already know that, but what's the mentality of these type of people? Like, are they gaining from this? Do they feel good about it within themselves? Or, like, where do they get this type of bubblegum shit from?
Well, first of all, they miserable.
Miserable.
Okay? So, it's not, they don't feel good. They just want you to feel like them.
Yeah.
How? By saying a bunch of foul shit about them?
Yeah. And if you have, you know, and if you give any credence to that and you entertain it, they gonna be like, well, shit, now I done got him mad, so now he mad with me. Ha, look, you mad with me.
He winning.
Yeah. Because, you know, we take it back to back in the days. Like, that's what I started learning because my pops wasn't here, so I had to figure it out and look at what he used to do and go back to the old sayings. Just like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Now, I say that, confidently, but that shit get to me sometimes. I be having to, react the wrong way off of some words. And we shouldn't be like that. Words shouldn't have us go on the defense or have us want to get aggressive, but
no, they don't. But I wonder why you have this mentality amongst us so much.
Daniels, because
instead of people giving you your props, saying, Dame, you's official, we proud of you. You did a lot for the culture. Or, Taj, I like how you changed the game and you switched lanes and you're doing positive things and you helping the environment now.
You know what? Daniel,
I mean? You went into the music game and you changed a lot of people's life. You brought good music to the community and shine a light. I feel like you get way more out of doing real shit, positive shit. But when you're doing punk chump shit, I don't understand what type of mentality, where they getting that from.
Daniel,
Daniel.
There's
so much of that.
Daniel, if someone's sitting around not doing nothing and they girl is looking at you and they feel bad because they not doing nothing and that they girl is looking at you, they hate you. They mad at themselves because they not doing what you doing. Because they don't have the appeal or the energy in their words like we have. So from Roland that happens. Hate comes with success. Period. So the mentality of that person is they hate themselves, so they don't know how to give anything but hate, and they're so aware that they're scared that they actually have to go and look in the mirror and say, I'm gonna say something about somebody in a fake name. I would feel more sorry for that person, and their mentality is they need to stay on and maybe learn from what we're talking about so they can feel better about themselves.
So what you saying is that hate, what I'm trying to figure out,
that's love.
What they doing, and that's taught? Like they learned that somewhere? Well, you know what I mean? Instead of being taught how to...
That's bitch ass nigga instinct. That's called bitch ass nigga instinct, and we don't have it, so we don't understand it.
This the thing though. Y'all heard of Willie Lynch, right?
Yeah, that's that. Break that down. A lot of people didn't hear about that, so they can understand, because this is deep right here. Okay. This Willie Lynch shit is real deep.
Willie Lynch was a slave master in the 1800s, okay, who came up with a plan to keep the black man subservient for the next 300 to 400 years.
Subservient, keep him down, keep him without nothing, never want nothing.
Yeah, all right. One of the many things that he put in this document, which you can go look it up.
That's right.
One of the things he put in this document is to cause turmoil within us. And how did they do that? They did it by two things. Mm-hmm. They had the house nigga. Mm-hmm. Okay? You had the field nigga. Mm-hmm. All right? Then they wanted to feminize the black man. Okay? So that the master could infiltrate through his women. Okay? And the man is feminine now, and he's not gonna stand up. All right? So he's just gonna do whatever he told, basically.
Yeah, Ty, let me help you out with this. We're gonna keep it 100 with what he did, Willie Lynch. His remedy was to beat the shit out of us and constantly beat the shit out of us to break our soul, and he did it. You know what I mean? He broke our soul by beating the shit out of us, hanging us, leaving us hanging for days and not even dead. He just kept beating and beating and beating and beating. Till when you see him, you respect. You'll tell on your own brother, mother, sister, father. You'll tell on him to him that he's called the slave. He's called the slave breaker. Yeah. If you got a slave, and they said we were a slave. If you got a slave that can't be broke, you bring him to Willie Lynch. Yeah. And he's gonna break the shit out of you. Yeah. So he got a name for torturing, lynching people back in the day, to where as though we were so scared. We wasn't just scared of him, we were scared of whatever else that was gonna happen if we rise up against him.
Yeah.
The other white men will come and lynch us too. So we couldn't run to the next town. The next town, they already got the bulletin out on you. So that's what he really did. He break every type of love you got in your body for your family, and he separated the families. If your wife had a baby, he take the baby when it's born, put him in the main house. Yep. We gonna take care of this baby. The baby don't even see the mother or the father, bro. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he kill them. When they get older, the kids get older. If it's a kid that look like it's gonna be rebellious, you never seen that kid no more. They kill him. They hang him.
And then
you know what I mean?
And he wrote a manifesto about it.
That's right, about it.
And he broke it down in instructions.
No, hold up. A manifesto meaning he wrote an instruction book about it.
Yes.
On how to do what he did, so we will never get out of slavery. And he said, if you follow this book, we will. These Africans will be enslaved for the rest of history.
So why nobody wrote the book of the anti-Willie Lynch? We got to make our own Willie Lynch joint.
That's what we got to do. Because this is what he did. He taught us to hate each other. He told us to hate our
we got to make our books to teach us to love each other. We got to. So they had a Willie Lynch. Who's our Willie Lynch?
Huh?
Who's our Willie Lynch? Who from us wrote the manuscript on how to defeat that shit? It got to be us.
Dan Dash did. Tar did.
Let me ask you.
Nico did. I did.
We got to do it.
Right? Most of the black leaders that came up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who shot the bullet that killed him?
Black.
Now that's the part I didn't know.
Black.
Who? Blacks did it?
I'm saying, if you look at a lot of the major black leaders that have tried to do stuff.
Oh, the major black, yeah.
We kill each other.
Who killed them?
Yeah.
Not who planned it, but who actually pulled the trigger.
Yeah, the black, because just the catch with us is that they starve us so bad that any little thing that they give us, we're killed for. And that's how the inner city is now.
So that's
and that's sad.
But the shit, I'm saying, when
right now about why it's so easy for some fool to make up a fake Instagram page, go to your page, say all kind of bullshit, get you upset. It's the same circle that makes them go kill you, rob you, be the first one to hate on anything you're doing. All of that. It's the same thing. They go all back to that Willie Lynch slave mentality that they ain't talking about all the time.
Yes. Yeah, it's
psychologically got us in the matrix.
Yeah, but
psychologically, they just got us in the matrix.
No, but we not in the matrix. We're aware. We're out the matrix. We have to embrace that we're aware and spread it. We have to not be sad about the past, be happy about the future. And we can dictate the future. We have the power.
So what we gonna do right now about the situation we dealing with? Let's talk some facts and let's get to some real issue solving shit. We dealing with corona, right? We dying the most, right? We as people, we should know all the games is being played. Like, it's no mystery that when they open up, they gonna say, yo, we gonna open barbershops, beauty salons, tattoo. Like, that shit was like it was just target for us, automatically. They ain't say we gonna open golf courses, you know what I mean, and tanner, joints where you get the tan and all. They ain't say shit like that. So I feel like we know this, and we still ain't coming together. We should all be on social media, hollering at each other, networking like, yo.
That's what we doing.
Everybody stay in. Nobody make no moves. Everybody stay quarantined out, and let's make sure we keep ourselves healthy, man.
But Daniel, let me ask you a question. If the government tell you to go outside, don't mean you got to go outside. They don't say you got to go outside. They just said you're allowed to. Nobody's saying go outside. They saying you could go outside. You want to be dumb enough to go outside? Go ahead. That's all they saying.
Homie, my man called me from Harlem the other day. He told me, my nephew Lee, he was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? It's like 100 little niggas out on the corner, bunched up, grouped up, some with masks, some not. It's like Harlem was lit. It was like they was having cookouts, all type of bubblegum shit, yo.
You surprised?
You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, and we go through the block, I see a bunch of dudes on the block acting like, yo, they believe that shit they were saying at first. Black people is immune to it, and black people can't catch it. You know, so my point is like, we need to probably stay more tuned with each other. We need to push the agenda for everybody to just not listen to the government. Like the government, we already see, they not playing fair. They don't care about us. You know what I mean? They really don't care about none of us. They basically getting their tax money from us. They tax us to death. We go to work for them. And at the end of the day, they're not really caring about our health and our rate of infection, and that we dying at a high rate.
That's why I respect what Dame do and what Taj and you, OG. Like a lot of this is because, like, you know, like you said, our businesses, we only open up barbershops, barbershops, stores, and stuff like that in the inner city. The key to opening up businesses in the inner city is to own the building. So right now, when you got a pandemic now, you see how a lot of people is just falling off right now. They can't keep their businesses open. Like they going under. See, once you own a building, you know, because I do real estate too. Once you own a building, it'll take you 2 years for that building to foreclose. You understand? So that give you time to get right back. But when you paying the landlord that lease every month, he can lock you out in 30 days. So it goes back to our mentality.
You're right about that. But what I'm saying is, what are we gonna do about us coming together, making sure we don't fall for this Willie Lynch shit and all this other bullshit?
But Daniel, listen, Daniel. Hold on.
And we pass it on to start some type of
revolution
without guns and all that. We need to start some type of revolution of us sticking together, man.
Psychology, therapy. Taj, is Daniel aware that we are doing something in the moment?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is the seed of the things that need to happen.
But we're doing it now.
Yeah, I want to explain something though. One of the things that we have to do, and we've been saying this, you know, for a while, as black folks, is we got to be able to face our own emotions, and not just for the obvious reasons. Okay.
Right.
When you got PTSD, right? When you got post-traumatic stress disorder, okay? One of the main things that people do with that is that they disassociate. For people that don't know, disassociation means putting whatever's troubling you, instead of dealing with it, you don't deal with it, you just act like it don't exist.
Yeah.
Okay? You put it to the back of your mind. That don't make it go away though. You're still stressing, but now you're just unconscious that you're stressing about it, okay? So I say that to say this, with this corona thing, all right? If we're able to walk around and act like we not in danger, okay? And let's take corona out of it. I'm just talking about this daily life. Oh, this corona shit, okay? We act like because we've been through so much trauma, okay? There's experiments that they've done on animals. You know, if you torture an animal long enough, okay, that animal pretty soon will lay there and take it.
Yeah.
He's just gonna lay there and take it. It's called learned helplessness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He's just gonna take it. So we so damaged right now, and we so used to disassociating, that when it comes to something like the coronavirus, we're not facing ourselves at all. So it's real easy for us to be like, I'm gonna listen to the homie, and I'm gonna put this shit to the back of my head, and I'm just gonna concentrate on right now. I'm not gonna think about the future.
Can I say something real quick?
Therapeutically.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Daniel wants action now. And I love Daniel for that because he motivates me. And Daniel's very powerful. Daniel, you do a Heaven Up in Harlem and thousands of people show up. Please do a Heaven Up in Harlem on the Zoom where you have everyone in Harlem and you tell them with this much passion what they need to be doing. And I'll come and we'll all come and I'll bring senators, I'll bring congressmen, and let's talk to them, Daniel. But you remember, from day one when this happened, I said, Daniel, we need your voice. I've been saying it. We need you.
We gotta think long term.
We definitely could do that, bro. Definitely. You know what I mean?
Like, nigga, Daniel, you could throw a party every week over the Zoom, and we can, just like we just did right now, and have everybody show up, and we talk. You know?
Because just like we doing it on the Zoom, you know what I mean? And we could spread like the coronavirus and let this shit start in Harlem. Let it move out to California. Let's spread this.
What I'd like you to do, Daniel.
Some positive shit though.
Let's
spread this vibe, man.
I'd like you to start what people would look like as a gang, but it's not a gang. Just a bunch of OGs.
Yeah.
Gather up all the OGs in every state. Get us on the Zoom, and let's be the fucking give them that voice, because every OG wants to help. I got principals. I'm trying to get ties to get therapists. Get us the OGs, because they got the most powerful voice. And if everyone had an OG like you, they might be more Dame Dashes, bro.
Yeah. Facts. That's why one of the things I was thinking about on that micro movement thing, I was thinking about just giving our people some answers that they really need.
No, we should do an app. We should do an app called OG, and they get to ask questions. They get to talk to y'all because y'all the OGs.
Yeah.
You feel
true,
me?
Yeah.
Because I don't care what nobody say.
Be able to, bring the youth and bring the young homies into that as well.
That's what we need. We really need the young ones. Because we had a voice.
Because it's the young ones
recruit some
to the super young ones.
Let me just tell you.
And that's they listening to them on these platforms.
Yeah.
And all the times that they talk. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kind of like what J. Cole was doing when he was kind of reaching out to them young dudes and talking to them and having conversations with them. You know what I'm saying? We got to be careful. A lot of us as OGs, not us, but I've seen a lot of other people, they tend to alienate the youth.
You got to make, hey Dan, you got to make an OG school, and you just got to be the principal, bro. We need you, bro.
Yeah. Right. Because today's youth is so intelligent and they so bright and smart. Like, they spark is impeccable.
But they got to know what 54 looks like if they play the game right.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to,
That's what we gotta do.
Let them know that sometime, right now ain't the time for you. Like, shit don't happen when you want it to happen. When you young and you wish you had this. Nah, you just keep your honor up. You know what I mean? Stay an honorable dude.
Yeah, follow
your own path.
But you lead by example.
You know what I mean?
But we need to see more of Daniel though. We got to see more of you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like this what I get, because I deal with a lot of young jokers. I even call myself young. Joe call me old. I say I'm young. You know that, Nico. But the thing about the OGs now, like the OGs, a lot of them be doing stuff where they back up against the wall or whatever they practice. The young jokers, they see that. So if you teach if a young dude sees something that you're doing that's wrong, you know what I mean? More than likely they gonna take that back to their camp.
Absolutely.
And now it's gonna have 10, 20 wrong young jokers doing it. So that's why I said we gotta mind ourselves and watch what we do around these dudes. Like I tell a lot of my dudes, like if I had to use an example, I say, all right, listen, check this out. We used to having a lot of stuff. Females, I was blessed. God blessed us with that. Be able to make moves, whatever.
Hey, so
females, that was our thing. But these young jokers, they don't know about all that yet. So sometimes when the old ones go in and holler at and you cool with the young dudes, you'll try to holler at their girls, and that mess them up for life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Those type of little things, like, see, I always look for the solution. I don't like to dwell on the problem. We know what the problem is. Me, I like to look for the solution. That's why a lot of these young jokers, they respect me, because I don't really get involved in what they doing. I show them, and I got my own world anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, my world is their world, but if I need something in their world, I know how to go outside of their world and go to another world and get it. So that way you don't really, you don't rub them the wrong way, because they are babies and they brain is a sponge. So we got to start young. Like, that's why I said we might have to start with something that's like giving 10, like a pamphlet, like 10 real answers or something.
Well, so
like a lot of young people asking like, yo, OG, how you do it?
This is what I suggest. Because, you know, I go out my way to make sure I talk to Daniel once or twice a week. I got to. Just like I go out my way to talk to Taj once or twice a week. It really helps me. I believe that we should start a division, a channel called the OG Network, and just do programming and education from the OG's perspective. The shit they need to be taught. I think it's noise and I don't know where it's coming from. But what I was saying is we should do the OG Network and have programming that's curated by the OGs. OG education. Well, I think somebody. Wait, hold on. Somebody.
Hold on. What about now?
Somebody got to mute themselves. All right.
Oh, I know what it is. Hold on.
All right.
I know what it is.
I want to do the OG Network. Programming curated by OGs.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear him, Nico?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
We talking, this is the action. Because the best way to educate people is through entertainment. And all of us have stories. All of us have education. And the education y'all gave me is never going to be taught in the school. It will never be taught in the school because they won't understand how to teach it. So let's make a curriculum. OG school, OG network, OG books. You know, gather them up because we need that group of OGs that can say, yo, money, you bugging.
Yeah, I think it's important too because
give them the seal.
The thing is that the only thing we gotta tell these young dudes, you feel me, is the same thing I do with my own kids, bro. I don't necessarily tell them what to do because when I'm not there, they gonna have to figure it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What I do is I make them aware of their options and teach them to think it through on their own. You know what I'm saying? And weigh all the ramifications of their decisions. This is what we're not teaching the youth to do.
But Taj, what teachers look like you or Daniel or Danny?
No, that's why we're here doing this.
Y'all need to be the new teachers, bro.
Yeah.
Cause I know how I was taught, and I know the education that helped me live in this environment.
I want to be able to teach young kids, okay, like real young. Cause by the time I was 6 years old, I was worrying about my life walking to school. I was worrying about getting shot going to first grade, second grade, already. There was no way I was tripping about what they was talking to me in high school because as soon as after school came, I was gonna have to walk home and go through some bullshit again.
But you know a lot of the kids is still dealing with that now, Taj.
So this is what I'm saying.
This is why we dealing with this.
You know, we need to be able to teach, you know, even the young kids how to breathe, how to calm themselves down so that they can learn correctly.
Okay, so how we gonna do this? Because the majority, it's not a lot of us talking this positivity shit right now.
We got the network, we television, we got the distribution. You know how hard, Daniel, you've been with me. The whole purpose of me building this block is so all of us could click. And you know that. And you've been fighting for me.
Yeah.
How could I not share this block? This nigga Taj saved my son's life.
That's why
without a gun.
That's why the Dame Dash Studio Network that we build is vitally important.
Right.
I mean,
but we
you gotta
doing it.
understand, you got all these guys, Diddy and them going dancing, doing these dance-a-thons, but they sending all that money to the other people, and they eating off of our talents. You know what I mean? Here it is. We have a network. It's at the beginning stages. We just growing. We don't have billions and all that yet, but we gonna get there. But this network, it's not no racist shit. It's for all races. But it's about building something for people like us, something for other people. You know, and that money and all them billions that's being made going to other people, we need to bring it back home. We need to keep them things in our neighborhood. Because when we get this money and we get these billions and we get the networks up and running, we gonna be working with the majority of our people. Now we ain't gonna just, segregate or just go with, if you black. Nah, we gonna go with whoever fit the job. But for the majority, it'll be mostly for our people, giving them help, getting them out of the hood, giving them jobs. We got to start pooling our money. That's important. We do a GoFundMe and everybody donate like homie said. Instead of smoking so much weed, just cut down. Everybody's sending $50 a month. We put that in some type of, fund where we can grow our money, and then we can grow jobs, and we can grow, different, situations where we can eat. Like, we got to start doing some real positive, strong shit. So when we come out with the Dame Dash Studio joint, like, this is for us. Now, a lot of people might say, yo, like, that's my thing. The mentality of people is like, nah, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with this. You got a lot of people that is, because they positive. It's a lot of positive people. But we need everybody to learn to start supporting shit that's made by us and shit that's for us. Because we support a lot of shit that's not for us. Like,
they got something like that, OG. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's coming out of Atlanta with Big Mike. I think that's his name. That's my man. Yeah, Big Mike. They got something like for us, by us, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I got to check into it.
That's FUBU.
Yeah, we need to do that more all over. We need to do it in Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens. You know what I mean? All the boroughs. We need to take it to Chicago, to LA. We need to take it down south, Tennessee, North Carolina. We got to just start really pooling our money, building an empire for the first time, because we done been through it all. Like y'all was saying, like my father, his father was a slave. Like my father, which is not that long ago, if he walked on the wrong side of the street or drunk from the wrong faucet, they was hanging him off trees and leaving him hanging so everybody could see for days. They was burning him, babies, everything. Crowds of people standing around to watch. This wasn't that long ago. And we out here calling each other niggas and I kill you, and we acting like we be really savages, not understanding the history of our people, man. Like, if you understand the history of what we've been through and then look in the mirror at the shit we doing, you gotta be disgusted, man. You gotta be upset. And you gotta realize, like, when is we gonna change, Taj? Like, who we waiting for? Like, what are we waiting? It's so gangster, right? This is gangster, healing is gangster. We so gangster, right? When we gonna really on up and do some gangster real shit and change this shit, man?
Right now. Right now.
I do it while I'm living.
Right now.
I want to do it now, man.
We doing it now.
On everybody else.
We gotta do it while we live. We have to. But the thing is, at the same time that we doing it while we living, we gotta think long term, because the damage is still being done. Let me bring this point up. All right. Remember when the Rodney King shit happened? Remember that?
Yeah.
We rioted out here and all that shit.
Yeah.
All right? Let me just show you, just in that short amount of time, let me show you how things have changed. Okay. I'm seeing that one video. We came out here and we tore shit up, right? Called the Big Old Uprising. Right? One video. Fast forward to now. That wasn't that long ago. That was 92. We in 2020 or 2020. You can look up thousands of videos of people getting murked, people getting all kind of shit by the police, right? You could list on and on.
Yeah.
What's being done about it though?
And we not raised, y'all.
And I say that to say this. That learned helplessness that I was talking about.
I was going to say that.
Now we so used to seeing it that it's nothing. We see a policeman kill somebody, it's just like, oh, all right, well, we'll throw something on Instagram, talk about it on social media, but what's really being done?
You right, bro. You absolutely right, man. That was real. That was real, man.
So I feel like this. We need to stop becoming used to these things. We gotta stop disassociating, like I was saying, and deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And to deal with this shit, we have to think long term. The problem with us is that when things start, we want things to change now, tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's not how it's gonna work.
Nah.
It ain't gonna work like that. If we're gonna do this organically, it's gonna be hard at first. Just like you were saying, how we coming out the gutter right now with the network, with all this shit we doing, with healing this gangster, with the things that y'all working on, we coming out the gut with this right now. So it's gonna take us a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And when things get hard, we can't stop.
Yeah.
When we feel like, these people's too used to what, they don't want to hear this no more. We can't listen to that.
Yeah, you're right,
We got
bro.
rumming this shit into their head. You know what I'm saying?
Which is exactly what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the day, I know it's a lot of brothers out there that's just like me when I was younger, and saying to themselves, man, this is all I know. It's all I know how to do to get money. I was the same way until I learned other ways to make money. You know what I mean? So you have to take yourself out the box. You got to get out of that circle. You got to realize that the game is designed for us to lose. Like, they got these snitches and all that for a reason. They created that shit for a reason, and they winning. It's like they hitting 10, 15, 20 birds with one stone. We are too smart for that. We can't keep falling for this same shit. So my point is, like, at a point in my life, I felt like all I knew was the streets. Only way I can eat was what I knew. We have to learn there's so many other ways. We can eat just like the Jews, the Chinese. They don't do that shit, and they got way more than us. They way ahead of the game, man. You know what I mean? And they don't even fucking remember back in the days the Chinese used to have the China white, the dope in Chinatown. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
After the feds ran up on them and started busting, they was like, yo, we not falling for that no more. They learned how to get money other ways. Them niggas sell firecrackers, all type of shit.
So
we have to do the same thing.
Let's do
Everything
this.
else.
Let's do
50
this.
Cent
Because that was
them with the quart with the water. You know what I mean? That quarter water shit. That's all it really was. It made millions and billions.
Let's do this.
Dr. Dre did the headphones.
Okay. So we've spoken about what the problem is. Let's not talk about the problems no more. Let's come with a solution.
Yeah.
So next week, right? By the time we get back on this Zoom next week, let's have somewhat of incremental plan to chip away at the dream. And instead of us talking about why people aren't doing things, we'll give them a plan and say, do it. And then we can say, why you're not doing what needs to be done. Because when people are lost, they need a map. And this conversation is important, and we should continue to have it. But when we have questions, we have to come back the next week with answers. We have to.
And for the record, just to start off, as far as the corona thing, we might not be able to reach everybody. But if one of us and one person that's watching can just help influence the next person that's out there to just move safely. You know what I mean? Stay safe.
So let's button this up. We're gonna wrap it up. We'll be back next week with some solutions. We asked a lot of questions. Let's come back with some answers, because that's what OGs do. So, I appreciate y'all. And again, Daniel, we said a lot of things. Let's get offline. Let's go through them and come back with execution so they can know what real OGs and warriors and generals do. And it could be contagious, because that's the way we're going to fix things. So, on up.
On up.
All right, y'all.
Facts. On up.
All right, y'all.
Everybody be safe, man. Everybody, careful. Make sure that y'all try to help somebody that's not moving right. Just got them. Yo, listen. Give them the mask. Whatever we have to do to maintain. You know what I mean? Like, we got to start somewhere. Maybe we can start now. Like Dane said, this conversation in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I love y'all.
All right, love you.
All
Top.
right,
All right.
man.
All right. Let's make sure we take that. All right. Nicolette.
What?
Wait, I'm done. Let's make sure we take that.
Think that you're done?
I'm not talking to you at all. I don't know why you get involved. So, again, every conversation we have is to evolve us. These are conversations I have offline. I thought it was important that y'all see exactly what comes into my brain and my training. And hopefully y'all can learn from all of that shit. And if you don't, get the fuck off my live. Love y'all. Anyone that's doing something positive, love others before you love yourself. Be a general, not a soldier. Holla back.